So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Adventure Comics, number 355, published in April 1967, with story by Otto Binder and art by Kurt Swan. Well, look who's walking on the clubhouse ceiling. Lana Lang, the Insect Queen. Yes, the famous Bug Belle of Smallville has come to the 30th century to try for Legion membership. It's not easy to crash the superhero club, but Lana doesn't give up easily, and she's determined to become the six-legged Legionnaire. I think Lana's Insect Queen powers are terrific, Invisible Kid. Not for the Legion, though, Superboy. She's rejected. So, I'm not good enough for your group, eh? Well, I warn you. You haven't heard the last of the Insect Queen, so we open in Smallville, and they're having a parade, and Lana Lang notices Superman ducking into, I guess, a telephone booth. And she wants to go in and check, find out what his secret identity is, but then she has a change of heart. I'm dying to know his identity, but it wouldn't be right to expose it. So that's kind of surprising. And then Clark Kent comes out. And so in appreciation for her not discovering or deciding not to try and figure out who he is, he decides to take her to the 30th century. Oh, what a thrill. Now I'm really glad I didn't spy out your other identity. So not only did she go to the 30th century, but she also brought her Insect Queen outfit with her. She has a bio ring that she got from an alien, and she can turn into any insect she wants. So she decides to just fly around the 30th century and comes across this vehicle that's on fire. Help, fire! If it reaches our Ultradyne fuel tanks, we'll be blown to the four winds. So she changes into a foam bug to use her fire extinguisher-like powers to put out the fire. And I did look it up. All of these insects are legit. Now, their powers are exaggerated. In the case of the foam bug, I didn't see it called the foam bug. It was called something else, but it was able to produce some kind of foam. And on this jet-type vehicle is Starboy and Dreamgirl, and so she meets them. You saved my life, so I owe you a favor. No Legionnaire could have doused that fire more expertly than you did. So I'm as good as a Legionnaire, eh? That gives me an idea. So she decides to try out for it, and she shows that she can use the power of a tent caterpillar and a human fly. Now, originally, she was only able to become an insect one time, but I think they probably just decided to heck with that. Because she's just jumping from one insect to another. Sorry, Lana. A Legionnaire must have natural powers, but yours come from the bio ring. Please sit there with the other rejectees. So, I'm not good enough, eh? Well, you haven't heard the last of the Insect Queen. So, they get an alert from Ice City in Antarctica. We're being threatened by an alien criminal. Chameleon Boy, Shrinking Violet, Colossal Boy. You'll take this job, fly to the Antarctica on the double. And so, Lana asks Dreamgirl for a favor. I want that favor you owe me now. You can see into the future. Tell me whether those 3 Legionnaires will run into any serious dangers in Antarctica. Yes, all 3 will, but the perils are not clear. Her powers are sometimes kind of useless. I also have a warning for you, Lana. If you change into a moth maid, it will lead to tragedy. That's all I can see. Well, I have thousands of other insects to choose from. Now I'll tell Superboy his friends are in danger. So she flies out with Superboy, even though she is capable of flying on her own. But he wraps her up in his cape. Ice City, it was carved out of the Antarctic ice cap. Thousands of people live there, Lana. It's breathtaking, but aren't they always freezing from the cold? So he explains that they have heated parkas so people aren't cold. Superboy, what are you doing here? We haven't spotted any trouble. So, the famous Legionnaires are butting in, eh? I'll use my voice projector microphone to speak to them. Greetings, superheroes, you fools. You can't defeat Ogar Khan. Listen to my story and you'll see how hopeless resistance would be. I was a condemned criminal on my world, which has no capital punishment, so I was sentenced to slide the plank, frozen in a block of ice. Ogar Khan will float in suspended animation through space forever, but he collides with a meteor and it sends him towards Earth's polar caps. And apparently this seems unlikely, but the air friction from rolling down this hill melts the ice. I don't think they would work like that. Now I'm heading down into a warm valley which will finish the job of freeing me. I'll use my mind over matter powers to convert the atoms of those stones into metal machinery. Then I'll conquer this ice country and live like a king. The city refused to surrender to me, so I'll destroy it with my hot wind machine. Great stars, if those searing blasts reach Ice City, the whole place will be one big swimming pool. So I don't know why he's taking revenge on humans, since he's not from Earth. So Colossal Boy decides to build a high wall of ice, snow that'll cool off the hot wind before it reaches the Ice City. Blast that overgrown lout. He'll suffer for thwarting me. I'll race there in my rocket ship. So he does, and just, I guess, puts down a whole layer of smoke. I'm blinded. Where are you, pals? Colossal Boy might stumble into a crevice. Here's where I do my stuff. But first, a bio-ring change into a Firefly Girl. This will furnish light for him. Look sharp, Colossal Boy. So she helps him out. Next up is Shrinking Violet, who goes after Ogar Khan. Now that blue-clad boy has wrecked my hot wind machine, but I have other weapons in my arsenal. So, I guess there's a talking flower. Master, look out, an intruder. Aha! Surprised by the sentinel plant, my dear. Now you'll die. So she shrinks down. He misses her, but he throws down some instant plants. Oh, shades of chlorophyll, kid. Among them is the Venus flytrap, but I'm sure it won't mind a fly-sized girl in its diet. I can stay this size and be plant food, or grow bigger and become a ray gun target. What a choice. But Insect Queen comes along again. She becomes a leaf-cutting bee and frees Shrinking Violet. Lana, am I glad a bee flew to this violet? My ultrasonic horns, powerful sound waves will shatter all crystals, including Ice City when they reach, including ice. When they reach Ice City, it will crumble in ruins. That super loud sound is making the buildings crack and crumble. More of Ogre Khan's dirty work. Got to stop him. So he goes to smash this other device, but gets hit with kryptonite dust. I saw the whole thing. If I could only shake out the green K dust. But in this form, I can't do it. There must be some insect shape I can take on to handle this job. Only one insect form can help her, the Sphinx moth. But Dream Girl warned me that changing to a moth maid would lead to a tragedy. What shall I do? I can't let Superboy die. The Sphinx moth is often mistaken for a hummingbird. I looked it up. That's apparently true. Because they both can vibrate their wings at super speed and hover in the air. So she decides to risk it all and use her moth-like powers to shake off the kryptonite. But her ring flies off in the process. I can't see your ring anywhere, even with my... That seems unlikely. X-ray vision, Lana. If you can't find it, it's gone forever. I'll be a moth girl for like... It flew like 2 feet. So, meanwhile, Chameleon Boy is going after Rogar, whatever his name, Rogar Khan's ship. But he throws out this egg, which turns into an instant eagle. But Chameleon Boy turns into some kind of Cthulhu monster, a winged octopus, and uses it to crush the ship. Again, his powers are very nebulous, because it was supposed to be he could only appear like something, but he seems to have incredible strength. How about a coming out party for you, Ogar? One squeeze of my tentacles cracks your ship like an eggshell. Help, I'll fall to my death, but Superboy catches him. Look at what the egg you cracked has hatched, Cam. Jailbird. It's no use, Lightlass. You've all searched an hour with no luck, but how can I go home as a human moth? I'll use my power to make things super lightweight. If your rings within range, it'll become lighter than air. If everything's light, you wouldn't notice it. Sorry, Lana, I guess it's hopeless, huh? Wait, why did your cape suddenly fly up, Superboy? The ring must be, here it is, in my cape's pouch, where I carry my other clothes. No, wouldn't his cape just fly up if it was made super light? Give it to me, Superboy. I can't wait to be myself again. And finally, back in Smallville. How wonderful, Superboy. Though I can't be a regular member, I'm now in the Legion Reserve. You deserved it, Insect Queen, for saving 4 Legionnaires, including me. So Turning into a moth didn't really produce a tragedy, as Dreamgirl predicted. It was more a minor inconvenience. And I'll say this. The team of Otto Binder and Kurt Swan, you could hardly ask for a better combination in the Silver Age, but I just didn't think this story was that great. I always think of Otto Binder as like the quintessential Silver Age DC writer, but this one just really didn't do it for me.